Elizabeth. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm sharing with you guys why we decided to buy Disney Vacation Club through Disney World instead of buying resale. Hey guys, I have all the scoop for you. I'm going to share with you why we decided to buy DVC through Disney versus buying resale. Now, if you are not well versed in DVC and resale, this may not be the video for you. I'm going to be sharing with you guys basically why we decided to go a certain route, but there's probably other videos out there that adequately describes DVC and resale. I'm not an expert in any of this. I'm just sharing my experience and what we decided. My husband and I have been married for 16 years, and in those 16 years, we have talked about DVC and becoming part of this club my whole life, and the whole length of our marriage. I've always wanted to do this, and I'm so excited that we finally decided to pull the trigger. If you buy Disney Vacation Club resale, which means somebody else has bought this contract from Disney and now they want to sell it, you're gonna buy it through a reputable site that has, I think it's like real estate agents that actually sell these contracts. It's a legally binding contract. You want to make sure you're doing this through somebody who it's safe. And I will put the site that I was looking at down below. I've known a lot of people that have used it, and we felt comfortable buying through them, but ultimately decided not to. Not for any reason with this company or their site. We think they're great. It just didn't seem like the right fit for us right now. So if you buy at resale, you're gonna save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your contract. And I am all about a deal. I love saving money. I really, really do. But there were some reasons why we wanted to buy our first Disney Vacation Club contract through Disney World versus buying resale. So some of the advantages of buying through Disney are you get a membership card, and if you have the membership card, you can go to lounges that Disney has that are just for DVC members, where you don't have access to those if you don't have that card. Also, you get your parking validated free at the DVC resorts if you have that card. Also, there are member exclusive parties and events that you can be part of, but you don't have access to those without the card. And the other aspect, so kind of let's talk about buying resale. So we were really looking into it. We were looking at different contracts and looking for the right amount of points for the right amount of money. And if you're gonna buy resale, you have to have your financing set. So you have to already have a loan, have your money saved up. You need to have access to those funds now versus buying through Disney's Vacation Club. They have the financing set up. So you just go through them. So you don't have to have the money up front or have your financing figured out. So with the resale, the process, which we really looked into and then decided it wasn't for us, reminded me very much of buying a foreclosed house. So before we bought the house that I'm in now, which was not foreclosed, we were in the process of buying a foreclosed house. And for any of you that have bought a foreclosed house, or that has been in the process of foreclosure, if you've been through that process, you know how stressful and hard that is. And maybe it isn't for you, but for our family, it was extremely stressful, sad, and hard, and didn't end up in our favor. So the process of buying DVC through resale is you find a contract you like. So we were looking through all the contracts, and there are a ton of variables when you're looking at a contract. Which resort are you buying it from? How many points do you want to purchase? What resort you buy it from determines the use year, like how long is this contract? So like if you're buying through Old Key West Resort, most of those end in, I think it's 42 or 57. So most of them are like 20 or 30 something years. And like Vero Beach and Hilton Head are only about 20 something years. But the ones that are the newer resorts, the contracts will be longer, so there'll be more money typically. So we were also looking at how much are they selling them for? Did they bank any of the points? So once we buy the contract, how many points are we gonna have right now? Or did they drain the contract and there's no points left this year or next? Did they take them all? Which is fine, it's their contract, they can do what they want before they sell it. But those were all the things that we were looking at. So you find the contract that looks desirable to you. We had found a couple that looked pretty good. And then what you do is you put in an offer on that contract. The seller responds, lets you know yes or no. And then if they say yes, it goes to Disney for the first right of refusal. And that can take 30 to 60 days. So when you put in your offer, you hear back from the seller within a few days, and then you have to wait a month or two for Disney to respond. And that gives Disney the chance to keep the value of their properties. So if they're selling it too low, they can say no, and then they have to buy the contract, and then they get it. So their prices never drop. They keep the value of their property, which that gives me very much hope of, like, when we buy DVC, that it will keep its value because Disney's not going to let it go too low. So after Disney says yes or no, if they say yes, you can buy that contract, then the closing takes about a month. And then you have to have your financing like that. So you have to have it ready once it's ready. And then it takes Disney a month or two to switch the membership over from the previous owners to you. So when my husband and I were really seriously talking about DVC, this year, just this last month, we were really like looking at the contracts and ready to like pull the trigger on one. We started mapping that out of it could take us 4 to 5 months and it may not be a yes at the end of this. And the emotional roller coaster of are we DVC, are we not, are we DVC, are we not, is not something we wanted to go through again when it came to like buying a house that was in foreclosure. So we had money saved away for our down payment. I think you can put 10% down or 20% down if you buy through Disney. But there was a couple factors that were huge for us with buying through Disney. The first one was if we put money down, they will finance like right away, and it's within 3 to 5 minutes. We would become Disney Vacation Club members rather than 4 or 5 months. Also, the longevity of the contract. We'd be able to buy through their newest resort, which meant we could be DVC members the longest amount of time, which means I will be very old when this expires. I think I'll be 89, which sounds good to me. I will be a DVC member forever, which sounds great. So those were the two factors. Also, if we bought our contract through Disney, we'd have all those membership perks, and the card I mentioned, it got you all of those different things, but you also get discounts on merchandise, dining, and different experiences, which was important to us too. We do have discounts with being an annual pass holder, but having those extra discounts with Disney Vacation Club, if we don't have them with annual pass, we will with Disney Vacation Club, so that'll even out, which will be really great. It just sounded right. It felt like a good fit, and it felt like, it felt right buying it through Disney. And then if we ever want to add more points, because we're not buying to find out if we're going to be DVC members or not, we would be buying to just add points to our contract. So we thought we could always add 50 points later on and buy them resale and save a fortune, and buy ones that maybe we could wait for a really good contract. And then if we don't get it, it's not like our hearts are broken because we're not DVC. We're still DVC. We're just going to add 50 points or 100 points or 25 points and find a really good deal. So that's kind of what we were thinking, is we could always buy resale. And I will put the company down below that we were really looking at using, because I've heard of other people that have used them and we felt very confident using them. It just wasn't right for our family for becoming DVC members, especially for the first time. We just wanted to have the card and have access to the lounges and the longevity of the contract and all those things, plus the ease of financing was super important to us. And then we heard too that there's no penalty for prepaying off that loan. So if we're able to pay that off sooner than the 10 years, it won't be a problem, which we loved too. So we didn't have to have all the financing up front, which was a lot of money up front. We could just pay it off as we go. And that was key too. So that's how we ended up buying DVC through Disney. So we have 200 points through Riviera through Disney, and we will be DVC members forever. So you can count on me that there will be more DVC videos coming your way. I just had to share with you guys the news. And if you haven't seen the other DVC videos that I've already done on how do we choose 200 points and then the big announcement, I'm going to be making a DVC playlist. I will have more scoops sharing with you guys. If you have any suggestions, tips, tricks, or on buying resale or buying through Disney, or you just have suggestions and tips on DVC, comment down below. I'm so excited to be part of the DVC family. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.